Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. I'm sorry if this is getting repetitive, but please go check out my new shorts channel. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. The link is in the description. And now let's get started with the story. This post is from the subreddit Relationships, and it's by user Deleted. My 23 male girlfriend, 24 female, got on a rapper's tour bus last night after his show. I'll try to make this as short as possible. So last night, one of our favorite rappers came to town. I went to the show with two of my best friends, and my girlfriend went separately with some of her friends, a group of 6. Halfway through the show, both of my friends got pretty sick, and I decided to drive them back to my place since I was the only one who hadn't been drinking. Before leaving, I told my girlfriend I would come back and pick her and her friends up after the show had ended, but she insisted that one of the girls' sisters was going to pick them up and take them home. Cool, fine by me. I asked her if she could call or text me whenever she got to the girl's house so I would know she got in safely. She agreed. Fast forward to 30 minutes after I got back to my apartment, and one of the girls posted a picture of a group of backstage passes to her Snapchat story. My girlfriend never said anything to me about them having backstage passes. I texted her and asked her if she was going backstage because I thought it was pretty cool and that she was going to get to meet our favorite rapper. I get no response. I follow this girl's story. She's posting pictures and videos of the entire concert until it ends, and then eventually she posts some photos backstage with the group of girls. An hour goes by and I still haven't heard anything from my girlfriend, which at the time wasn't that big of a deal because I just figured she was enjoying herself with her friends. Then a photo of a tour bus gets posted and it all goes downhill from there. About 35 minutes go by, and the first video of the tour bus is my girlfriend and 3 of the other girls making out with each other and somebody from the rapper's crew pouring alcohol on them. The next video is of them twerking and the same dude grinding on them. The next video was of the rapper smoking weed and it got caught halfway through. I'm guessing because he made them all put their phones away and all of the snaps were deleted before the end of the night. I did take some screenshots though. I've been with this girl for 3 years and never thought she was capable of doing something like this to me. It's 9:30 AM and I haven't spoken to her since last night. I don't know anything else about what happened on that tour bus, but I do know that I saw enough to make me want to end things and move on. How do I go about this? The worst part about this whole situation is that I can't even listen to my favorite rapper anymore without thinking about getting my heart broken. Ouch. Well, OP, at least you are clear on what you want to do. You know that this relationship is over. This person broke your trust. She knew they had backstage passes. Those aren't easy to come by, and they just didn't come out of nowhere. She knew and she didn't say anything about it, which means she had the intent of going backstage and partying, which is cool, but why lie to you about it? Additionally, I believe that cheating is cheating. It doesn't matter who you make out with, but the moment yet you do something with somebody else that is not your partner and your partner does not agree on it or doesn't know about it, then it's cheating. I hope that point came across right. I don't know if I expressed it correctly, but regardless, I think you guys know what I mean. OP, you know what you want to do, so just put yourself in a situation where you can just do it quickly and move on like you say. And with this I mean break up with her in a public place and maybe have a friend there just in case things go sideways. So I guess that the only thing that you still need to think about is if you guys live together, how's the lease thing gonna go or who's gonna move out, and if you don't live together, how to get each other's stuff back. And I'd say that's it. And what do you guys think, or what would you do if you were in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Breakup Connoisseur says, text her that you guys need to talk at her place. Put all her things at your place in a bag and take them to her, in person. Tell her that you can't trust her anymore and that in light of what happened, there's no salvaging the relationship, because trust is an essential element of any healthy relationship. If she tries to argue, tell her you already made up your mind. Grab whatever things are yours that you want to keep and peace out. Congrats on moving on. She did a crappy thing to you. Note, breaking up at her place means you won't have to kick her out if she insists on staying together and won't leave after you drop the bomb. Bedtime Shine says, dude, if you stay with her, you are an effing schmuck. You're better than this. Be better than this. Let her have the groupie life. Change your life. Invest in you. Improve yourself. Put your head down and become the best you can be. Work out every day and eat with a purpose. Put your career, education, financial goals into overdrive. You seem to have a good social life, but branch out a little bit. Pursue a robust and varied social life. Take it easy on drugs and alcohol. Get the F off social media and live a real life where every single minute is invested in your success and future. When you become the best version of yourself, the woman that is for you will come. Don't yell, don't argue, don't try to call her out on her planning this. She did. Don't ask her why she lied and ignored your messages and calls. You know why. Don't ask her if she effed him. She did. Don't blow up her spot about the Snapchat crap. She already knows. Don't even bother trying to make her feel guilty. None of that crap. Don't even talk to her about last night at all. Take a deep breath, stay radio silent, and when she finally calls, just calmly end it. Wish her the best and block her. Live a life where you can look at yourself in the mirror. You just found out the hard way she's not your girl, and if all it takes is for some rapper to come to town for her to completely blow you off and do whatever he wants her to do, then you shouldn't want her to be your girl anyway. She doesn't care about you, her friends don't care about you. You need to care about yourself. Let that be real for you. Accept it. This happened. It's the best lesson you can learn. You can only rely on yourself. I know it sucks, I've been there plenty of times, but you need to cowboy the F up, look the pain and sadness in the face and power through it. Use it as fuel. Good luck, bro. Bilk Osby says, just send her a text saying, I know about last night, and then ghost her. Don't get further into it than that. That way, she can fill the gaps with her own imagination. She can't concoct excuses because she doesn't know what you know, how you know it, or what you have evidence of. Liars build plausible stories around what other people can prove, and if she doesn't know what your proof is, she doesn't have the building blocks necessary for an alternate story. Meanwhile, if you ghost her, she has nothing to fight. If you tell her to F off or try to go off on her, you give her someone to fight and a way to justify herself as against you. If you give her silence, she has no one but herself to fight. She may call you an a-hole, but in her own mind, she'll know that the only person around to blame is herself and her own crappy actions. Additional information from OP's comments. I'm guessing she didn't want me to know they had backstage passes because they were planning on doing grimy crap as soon as they got the opportunity to do so. Also, one of the other girls is or was in a relationship too, so I'm sure they had some kind of promise to not post anything on social media about it, and it probably was working really well until they got too drunk to remember not to let anyone from the group post anything. I'm not considering staying with her. This all just happened recently, so I wanted some advice on how to go about breaking up with her. I don't want to explode and end up saying things I might regret. And honestly, I'm actually doing well. I've been hanging out with my friends all day. They've really gotten me in a good headspace. I haven't talked to her yet, but plan on posting an update tonight because everything should be handled by then. Also, everyone here has been super helpful for the most part. And regarding the rapper, I don't want to put him on blast and put his personal life out there. Not like he did anything wrong. He didn't know she was dating somebody, even though I'm sure that wouldn't have changed anything considering F your bitch is a common line in his music. I'm still going to listen to his music though, he is one of my favorite rappers, but not without suffering from some PTSD. OP's edit. She's been blowing up my phone all morning. She sent me about 35 texts in a row. I read the first couple and then put her on Do Not Disturb. She said, "Good morning, I love you, I miss you so much. Can I come over after class?" I left her on read for an hour and then she started spamming messages. I haven't read them yet. I am not considering staying with her in the slightest. I just want to plan out what I'm going to say to her. I'm going to end things today, but I don't want to explode, do anything childish, or say things I might regret later. Alright, well the community gave OP some pretty focused advice and OP knows that this relationship is done for. So let's move on to the update and see how OP went about this. So today's been a very long and eventful day. As I stated in a comment on my original post earlier, I'm not going to name the rapper because I don't think he did anything wrong and I don't want to put his name out there and possibly risk sending any negativity his way. I've had about 70 people ask me if it was G-Eazy and the answer is no. Come on, I said the guy is one of my favorite rappers. Who in their right mind claims G-Eazy as their favorite rapper? Joking, kinda. Anyways, she blew my phone up all morning and afternoon and I didn't respond to any of her texts or calls basically all day. Eventually, I decided to read through the texts she sent me. She confessed about not telling me about the backstage passes and then going on the tour bus. I guess she put two and two together and realized that I knew anyways. I sent her a few long texts explaining what she did made me feel and how I was crushed that she could do something like that to me after 3+ years of dating. I asked her if she could meet me at a cafe near my apartment so we could talk. I wanted to talk in person and I wanted to be somewhere in public so I could be cautious to watch my tone and so we could discuss things in the most civil manner possible considering the situation. She agreed and we sat down and talked for about 2 hours. She told me every detail about what happened last night. I'll get straight to the point because I know that a lot of you are wondering. Yes, she did admit to messing around with her friends and giving him head. No sex, her friends had sex with him, but she just gave him head. In my book, it's the exact same thing. I might even consider having oral sex with someone else to be even worse than actually having sex. She told me she was absolutely wasted and would have never done something like that had she been sober, and I believe her. Not because it's something she wouldn't want to do, more like it's something she wouldn't have the audacity to do without being drunk first. She cried pretty much the whole time and went to the bathroom at least 10 times to dry her face off. She suggested I think about breaking up with her because she loves me and can't picture her life without me, blah blah blah. After she was done saying everything she needed to say, I told her that I don't look at you any differently as a person. Everyone makes mistakes. Maybe it was a mistake on your part, maybe it wasn't. I can't tell you which it is because you're the only one that knows the answer to that. What I do know is that I look at you differently as a partner now, based on your actions. I thought that we could have done well together as a team, but now those days are over and after tonight, I want nothing to do with you. You've betrayed my trust and make me look like an idiot. I'm not going to say that you wasted 3 years of my life because you didn't. I enjoyed the time we spent together. I learned a lot about myself through the process and I think I'll be a better partner to a woman who appreciates me one day because of my experiences. I wish you nothing but the best. Have a great life. Well, the only problem now is that we have close mutual friends. But yeah, it's officially over. I broke things off respectfully in my opinion. She started blowing my phone up again about an hour after leaving the cafe, but I blocked her number and also blocked her from all social media. Thanks everyone for your advice. I really do appreciate all of you, even the trolls. I'm grateful for you all. OP's short final update. It's been a little over a week since I made my initial post and things have been going pretty well for me. Contact with my ex had been non-existent up until last night. I have her blocked on everything, so she had no way of getting in touch with me on her own, but she had a mutual friend reach out to me because she left a few things at my apartment that she wanted back. I agreed to let her come to get her things, but insisted that our friend must come with her. So they came over at about 7 p.m. I had all of her stuff packed up in a bag, so she had no excuse to stay longer than necessary. The conversation was very minimal, just civil hellos and goodbyes. She apologized to me for everything before leaving, and I think she now accepts the fact that we're over for good and there's no chance of us ever getting back together again. In all honesty, I hadn't thought about her much since our breakup other than the constant barrage of comments and PMs I've been receiving on the matter. I've been pretty busy and that's really helped to take my mind off of things, but for some reason, giving her her belongings and getting them out of my apartment was a huge relief for me. I know it's barely been over a week, but to me, that felt like I just ended one chapter of my life and started a new one. I can only imagine how corny that probably sounds to other people, but whatever. Oh, and for those that asked about the other girl in a relationship, well, I actually messaged the guy on Instagram and told him about the situation because I thought he should know. Turns out he didn't know about the backstage passes and tour bus either. Not sure how that's playing out for them, but I figured I should at least warn him because I would have wanted somebody to tell me what happened if they knew. Alright, and that's all the information we have from OP. He never gave the rapper's name. Some of the names that were thrown around were, well, G-Eazy, Vanilla Ice for some weird reason, Lil Uzi, Cole, and Drake, but they were all denied. Anyways, OP, all the best to you, thank you for sharing, and please take care. Now, let's move on to the booster post. This post is from the subreddit Petty Revenge, and it's by user Trying to Rest, the time I annoyed my teacher and made her look like a lunatic. This all happened in the 90s when I was in middle school. I believe I was 11 years old. There was a teacher, we'll call Mrs. Weirdo, from another class who I've seen before but never interacted much with her. I just knew who she was and that's it. One day during a family get-together, we realized Miss Weirdo was a distant relative. Her sister is married to one of my grandma's brothers. I was introduced to her and the family was talking about how she had to take care of me when she sees me in school from now on. She just smiled and agreed. From then on, I would see her everywhere, in the halls, near my classroom, during recess. It was really weird. She would just look at me and scold me if I was doing something she considered bad. If I was playing with my friends, she would tell me not to yell much, even though I was quiet, or if I was walking to the bathroom, she would make me go back to class saying I skipped class way too often, even though I never did. She would stop me and compare how I was wearing my uniform to that of my friends. It was so frustrating, and I would tell my classroom teacher, but she didn't believe me, and I don't blame her. The situation was bizarre. Fast forward a couple of months, my teacher went on maternity leave and Ms. Weirdo ended up being my substitute teacher. She would make me change seats constantly because I was loud, would ask me if I knew the answer to her questions every day, and kept telling me my uniform was sloppy. We were kids, we were all sloppy. One day I had a sleepover with my best friend and I accidentally forgot my shoes at her house. My mom sent me another pair and I knew this was going to cause a problem. I called my bestie and told her to bring my shoes with her to school. When Miss Weirdo saw me with the incorrect shoes, she looked like it was Christmas for her. Now that I look back on it, I think she never escalated her behavior up until this point because her complaints didn't match with my appearance. I was a tiny girl who looked way younger than I actually was, super quiet, and I liked to hug everyone. If she told my parents or my other teachers that I was causing trouble, they would not believe her. So now she had physical proof that I broke a rule by using shoes that weren't part of the uniform. She yelled at me that I was in big trouble. She would make the principal come to the classroom and they would need to call my parents. As if at that age my mom wouldn't know how I dressed every day. I was super pissed. When she left the classroom, my friend and I acted at the same time. I took off my shoes, she opened her backpack, gave me the correct shoes and hid the other ones. All in a couple of seconds and while all of our classmates were watching. When she came back with the principal, she just pointed at me and kept saying I was the one disregarding the rules and all that. That they needed to call my mom because obviously I was a rebellious child who did whatever she wanted. The principal just looked at her, at me looking all dramatically sad and scared, my perfectly acceptable shoes, and back at her. When the principal kept looking at her as if he was considering retiring her because of her old age, Miss Weirdo turned around and looked at my shoes and oh boy did she yell at me. She yelled that I stopped pretending to be a nice student, that I was trying to make her look bad, and she just went and took my backpack and started looking for the other shoes inside. The student desks were like a double box where you could store stuff under your seat and under the table, and she also looked inside my desk. All the while, the principal asked a couple of my classmates what was going on, and they said that Miss Weirdo always acted like that towards me. They never said I changed my shoes. It was amazing. The principal very gently took her outside and told us he would send another teacher for the day and left. She stopped being our substitute teacher after that. That day, I learned I have a super innocent looking face and I could get away with anything. I've used this gift for the past 20 years. Well, OP, I guess she didn't like being told that she needed to take care of you because you guys were somewhat family, but she took it way to the other extreme, so it serves her right. Thank you for sharing, OP. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.